Hi everybody, welcome back to DayZ. Welcome to the new 1.23 update North West Airfield, and this is the reason why you may well want to do a soft wipe when update 1.23 goes live soon at the time of recording this video. So I'm recording this video on the 31st of October 2023. We haven't got a firm date yet. But when it does go live, North West Airfield will change, which will mean that lots of these buildings will have changed, which means that if you don't do a soft wipe, you'll end up with loot and stuff hanging around in the air. So in this video, I'm going to show you how to do a soft wipe on console. Well, actually this works for PC as well. And what it will do is it will wipe off all the loot that's on the map. It'll also wipe off all the buildings that people have made, so the bases. And we can also wipe off all the cars as well, and it will get rid of those, and basically players will just be left with what they have on their person. So you can go onto your server's Discord or Facebook group and say, look, we're doing a soft wipe, pick everything up you can, and then go ahead and do the wipe. But this is why we've got to do it, mainly because of the structural changes at the North West Airfield. Otherwise you'll end up with loot hanging around in midair, and it will kind of be a bit immersive breaking. So what do we got to do? Well, the file we need to work on is the economy.xml file, and let me show you where that is. So if you go to your, for example, Nitrado game server and log into it, and then you'll want to go to the file browser. Now, actually, let's just stop for a second. You're only going to be doing this when DayZ 1.23 goes live, and you're going to be waiting until your server has been updated to version 1.23. Don't do it before then. There's no point. As you can see here, version 1.22. If you do it before 1.23 goes live, all that's going to happen is that loot that's in those buildings that are going to disappear when 1.23 goes live will appear again and still be there. So wait till 1.23 goes live. Wait till you see that change. Then you want to go into the file browser, and you want to go into your missions folder. So on PlayStation it's PS missions, on XB it's Xbox it's XB missions, on PC dig down a bit and it just is missions. And then depending on whether it's a Chernarus or a Livonia folder, it'll either be Chernarus Plus or Enoch. So go into that directory there, and then you'll want to go into the DB directory, and there what you get. There we have the economy.xml. So just open that up, and this is the file, as you can see. But I'm just going to work on it sort of here. So the lines we are interested in are the dynamic line here and the vehicles line here. Okay, so what we want to do is the dynamic line that controls basically all of the loot that's on and the buildings that are on your server. So what we can do is we can change that to 0. So we can say don't load the loot. And then we would save that, and then we would restart the server. In fact, I'll tell you what, I will do it over here, but I won't do anything because people are on this server. So if I say load and I change that to 0, and then I go down to the bottom, and then I save that, and then I restart the server, what will happen is the server will restart, but none of the loot will spawn in. Okay, so once none of the loot has spawned in, after a few minutes, the server will save its state, and no loot will be there. So then what you can do, so after about 10 minutes, say stop the server, change load to 1, hit save, and then restart the server, and the loot will start spawning in. Just bear in mind, it can take quite a while for the server to propagate the loot throughout the map. So things might not be there straight away when people respawn in. Give it a while. So you've got rid of all the loot, you've got rid of all the buildings. That kind of solves most of the problems you're going to have at places like the North West Airfield. However, you may well want to get rid of vehicles as well. I think mainly they've got rid of buildings, so there isn't really chance of a building spawning in on top of a vehicle, but there's a chance it might happen, and you might want to do it anyway. And that's where we're interested in this line here, vehicles in it. So yet again, so what we're going to do is you would stop your server, change load to 0, and then save, and then restart your server, and so none of the vehicles will load in, so they'll all have disappeared. Leave it for a few minutes, and the server will save itself. And then you want to stop the server, and then you go load equals 1, hit save, restart your server, and then it will just be the vanilla vehicles, stuff with no parts on them, or if you've got a special CFG spawnable types, vehicles with equipment on, and there you'll have a soft wipe. However, your characters will still have, your players will still have the stuff that they've been holding on to. If you wanted to get rid of what they had on them, then you could do what we've been talking about with the player init dot line there, and the other ones are zombies. What you'll see is some of this stuff doesn't save anyway, so animals don't save, and zombies don't save. So that shows when you do a server restart, that's why the zombies aren't where they used to be, to do that way. But yeah, and then you could do the same with the players if you wanted to, but the point of this is that it's a soft wipe, and you're getting rid of that stuff, so you haven't got things hanging around in the air at the new North West Airfield. So before we leave, sometimes you may well think, well, Rob, how do you know all this stuff? Well, it's not just me who knows this stuff. One of the places I go is Balshad's Discord, and what I'll do is I'll put a link to this in the description below this video. Balshad has this amazing resource, which is his Discord, which is, it's almost like a Wikipedia for modding DayZ, mainly for console, but he includes lots of PC stuff in there as well. And you can do a nice search, and he has a bot as well, and almost anything where I think, I was scratching my head thinking, how do I do this? I can go through, and you can look through all these beginner guides, tutorials, all this sort of stuff, and probably Balshad has a entry on how to do it. And what I like is, because it's text, because it's writing, you can read it at your own pace. And I know I make tutorial videos, but tutorial videos sometimes can be a little bit difficult to follow, can't they? So Balshad, excellent Discord, excellent resource, and so yeah, the link will be in the description below this video. So there we go. Thank you very much. Hope you found this video useful. If you have, hit like. If you want to see more of the same, press subscribe, and I will of course see you again soon.